Hello, hello. I decided to make a short and sweet commentary of the Marblehead. Now that 0.5.3 is out, and the Marblehead is basically one of the ships that is most affected by this patch. Considering you lose AFT, which was honestly bread and butter on the Marblehead since it needed additional range, and of course you lose your reload and turret traverse, basically everything that used to affect 155mm or 100, anything above 150 really. So the ship is obviously nerfed, but honestly it's really not the end of the world. The biggest problem really is that your concealment is worse than your range by default, which makes you detected before you can actually fire, which makes ambushing very hard. But on the plus side, your rate of fire and the amount of guns you have is still insane. You still have a fighter plane to help you spot, and you have Hydra acoustic. And of course the fact that you can spec into vigilance has been buffed, which makes you really good at one thing, and that's killing DDs. Hunting down DDs and killing them. The ship has a very good rudder shift by default. It's decently fast, decently agile. It's basically very good, and most of all it presents a very slim form, which makes it easy to dodge torps. So it's really good at what I'm basically doing now, and that's hunting down the DDs. Vigilance, Hydra acoustic, spotter plane, these are all things that help you spot torps and DDs and avoid them before they hit you. So honestly, one of the things that it was good at before, it's even better at now. It loses the range, but if you enjoy a very aggressive playstyle, it's quite nice. Of course, planes are still a huge issue for the ship since it has absolutely garbage anti-air. So if a carrier decides to focus you like here, well, then it's pretty annoying. But on the other hand, carriers at tier 4 or 5, they aren't really that good. Honestly, it's new carrier players who are really learning the ropes. Most of them don't know how to manual drop, most of them don't know the basics of carrier play and so forth. So it's pretty easy to dodge them, and you see the firepower and the damage you do, the rate of fire and the amount of guns you can bring on target, and you saw how far away I spot those torps as well. It makes it very easy to hunt down and kill DDs. There's the kamikaze I saw earlier. I shot at him earlier. Now I think he's trying to hide behind that cliff. I think he just fucked up. No, he's actually reversing into this cliff. I think he's trying to ambush me in that cliff or something, but he fucked up, and now he's trying to escape. But it's a bit late. You see the amount of damage and the amount of hits I rained down on him, basically breaking everything he has. Engine gone again. He most likely has last stand, if he has any idea what he's doing. Yeah, it looks like he has last stand. But with my reload and the amount of guns, that's another thing that's still extremely strong on the Marblehead, is the fact that you have guns. If you look at the bottom left where it shows the ship profile, you see just how many guns it has on every side. And that makes you incredibly, especially good, especially against DDs, as you can turn and maneuver yourself and avoid shells, avoid hits, while still constantly raining down fire on the DD. And you don't need many hits to kill destroyers, especially at this tier when they all have like 10-11k HP, so they melt very quickly. Once again, these carriers keep harassing me, because, well, I'm playing pretty much my traditional style that I tend to do, especially on premium ships, which is being aggressive as hell. It's 5 minutes into the game and I'm already at the enemy base. I've killed 2 DDs on my way, and I'm just gonna go hunt down those carriers, because fuck them, that's why I'm a Marblehead. The anti-air is pathetic on this ship. It's literally just as shit as it's even worse actually than it was before, since there's no point of taking basic firing training anymore, so you lose the 10% buff as well. But it doesn't really matter since it was completely pointless to begin with. I haven't shot down a single plane, even though I'm being attacked by a T5 and T4 carrier. But I really don't care too much since I'm already in range of the carrier. He repaired my fire, so all I need to do is set a second fire on him and he's neutralized completely. And that's another thing, now that you no longer need to spec AFT, you can spec Demolition Expert, which increases your fire chance by 3%, which is especially good on a rapid fire ship like this. There we go, he has a fire. He is neutralized. If you set fire to a carrier, he can no longer land or take off planes because the flight deck is on fire. So he is completely neutralized. And now I just focus on the Langley, since he can still land and take off planes. So just to make sure that he can kill me either. Gonna kill him real quick. A fire again, as I said, the fire chance is very, very good. That was the last strike, and as you saw, they're auto-dropping. And it's no surprise, these are T4, T5 carrier players. They don't know manual drops, they don't know cross drops and so forth. They are very, very new at this game, so on a ship like the Marblehead that's very agile, it's very easy to dodge these hits. And this guy, his flight deck is on fire, so he's basically defenseless. I'm pretty sure these torpedo bombers are empty now, since they haven't been able to land them since they last hit me. 2 citadels to finish him off. And I'm honestly just gonna go straight into the cap, because looks like everywhere else besides here, my team has been losing quite heavily. They've lost on the right flank, they're losing on the left flank, they're getting into our base and so forth. So the straightforward decision here is obviously just go into the cap and secure it. I'm spotted by the planes left by the carriers, so I'm moving away from them so they can't interrupt the cap. But if someone asks me which one is better, the Marblehead or the Murmansk, though, I still have to say it's the Murmansk is. It was already a better ship before this, and now after yet again another patch that hits this ship hard, the Murmansk is even better. If you didn't know, the Murmansk has much better AP penetration than both the Omaha and the Marblehead. The reason was because back in the day when they nerfed the penetration on the T5 cruisers, they didn't nerf it on the Murmansk because premium ships, they don't want to nerf premium ships. So the Murmansk has like 1000 more Krupp, which is the penetrative power of the AP shells. So, and of course the Murmansk has much better AA. It lacks less guns, but it has better torps, better AA, better range, better AP penetration. So ultimately the Murmansk is far superior to the Marblehead, but even though the ship got nerfed, it doesn't mean it's bad. And if you were able to seal club with this T5 ship in the past, you'll still be able to seal club with it now. You just have to get closer to do it. That's pretty much all this patch ends up to doing. The game ended with the cap. My XP is, well, quite good, obviously. I think this was my first win of the day, since I just wanted to make a quick commentary of the ship. Damage-wise, well, honestly, I fought 2 DDs mostly, and then I burned up 2 carriers, so it's probably going to be highly underwhelming. Yeah, as I expected. 60k, that's probably less than my average, but hey, it was an 8-minute game, quick win. I'll just move straight over to the modules now. Hey, as usual, I will start with the upgrades, since there's not much to do concerning modules. There's nothing to basically go over, since it's a premium ship. Gun survivability, gun accuracy, and lastly damage control, because the other 2 are basically useless. And of course, premium repair is a must-have on every ship, pretty much. So get it. You can easily switch to credits, so it's very simple to get it. Captain perks, situation awareness, you need to know if you're spotted or not. Expert marksman, since, well, guns are your bread and butter and everything else is useless. Vigilance, I prefer vigilance over superintendent here, because first of all, you rarely, if ever, end up using all your consumables. And the second reason is this is the golden age of kamikazes, minikazes, isokazes, every kind of kaze you can think of, which all spam torps with a ridiculous cooldown, and all spam torps, basically one hit will take half your HP away. So this is by far the best pick. Fire chance, because AFT no longer works for your guns and everything else is useless, so this is very straightforward. And finally, I'm saving up points for Concealment Expert. As you can see, I got 4, soon 5. Concealment Expert will be my next one, of course. Next, after that, I'll probably put the point into Basics of Survivability, and I don't know what I'll do after that. Maybe Secondary Armament. It's not like the ship has any AA to buff, so I don't know. We shall see. But anyway, that was my short and sweet post-patch Marblehead commentary. I hope you enjoyed it.